That's the difference. It's the other. Hey, we're live on YouTube. How awesome is that?
Oh,
I
is
got
that
the
what it says?
I got the
Oh,
little notification up here. It says live on
okay.
YouTube.
Yeah, so
So,
I'll tell you when it's showing.
all right. Well, yeah, I got the little notification. So, well, for anybody who's tuning in, I'm Joe McDonald, and that's Sean Lawler. You can actually see both of us, which is a little bit of a change. Sean, how are you doing tonight, sir?
Not too bad. I just had to mute the video on because it was like a second or two delay and it was in my ear
Yes.
while you were talking. So I had to get that out of there and
If
get it
it's if
going.
it's if it's not wonderful enough for you and I, it's two of us overlapping each other. That's like a fun time. Um, I know we only have a few subscribers, but we'll share this out. We're actually here to test this out. This is a test run, but also to promote our live 2021 NFL draft sing along, I guess. I don't know, kind of draft marathon. We're gonna do at least an hour of the first round, the top 10. I hope, presumably, depending on how long it takes, because Sean, it's gonna be a really interesting top 10. What do you think?
Yeah, it's outside of the first two picks. That is, I'm not really excited to see those. I'm trying to figure out when those are not happening so that we can just do something else and we'll come in. I want to come in around the third pick. You want to come in a little earlier just to get it
Yeah,
going up and running. That's probably the best call anyways. You're right in this
yeah.
circumstance and I hate to admit it.
Listen, it's just the fact of life, Sean. You're gonna have to deal with the fact that I'm much smarter when it comes to things like this, and it's been proven time and time again. I keep telling you, but you don't want to listen. But it's all right. Yeah, we're planning around like 8:35 ish, 8:40, just to make sure that we don't miss anything. I think the first two picks, well, the first pick is set in stone, and I'm pretty sure the second pick is in wet cement, drying fairly quickly as we head to Thursday. So again, we want to get right in that area so we can lead into things, talk about what we expect to come up. We do have a show Tuesday night that we're going to record, obviously going into the draft. So that'll be out if Sean gets off his lazy butt Wednesday for everybody to consume before the draft. So that'll be our fun draft podcast. Of course, that'll also come out in podcast form afterwards, but we'll be here live on YouTube and we'll share it to the Facebook page and anywhere else. We know a lot of people are going to be live, but we hope that you guys are able to come join us and have some fun. What do you think, Sean?
Yeah, I think that's very excellent. Sorry, I've been a little out of it. I've been trying to figure out how to keep it in gallery view, and
Mhm.
I think I figured it out. I can't minimize my end of this because then it goes into the speaker view back and forth, and I think that would be nauseating for some people. So
Well,
I think I've got it going here.
if they're tuning into this face, they're already a little nauseous. So anything you can do to help the viewers and listeners avoid that would be fantastic on your end. So please continue working. Um, while we're here testing this out, Sean, I do want to ask you one question. We didn't really talk about anything before this. We were both kind of busy today. Um, Give me your one craziest thing that's going to happen in the top 10, whether it's a player nobody has expected, whether it's a team making a move coming up or trading out, just not to give anything away, just one thing. And it doesn't have to be like, oh, I'm sure this is going to happen. Just one crazy thing off the top of your head. What's just going to be like, holy crap, and go from there.
I think too many quarterbacks are going to get taken, and it's just like we're going to freak out about it,
Mm-hmm.
overreact like we've done in years past. The one that always comes to mind is the Donovan McNabb one with Akili Smith, and I can't remember the third quarterback that was drafted. Akili Smith to the Bengals, Donovan McNabb to the Eagles, and then a third quarterback. And Donovan McNabb came out fine, but the other two not so much.
Yeah, it's escaping me right now who that was. I mean, you could even go back to the draft with like Jake Locker, Christian Ponder, some of those guys, and you're just like, that's way too high. But that's what teams do. They go for quarterbacks. I mean, now we're hearing word from some scouts that you could see a quarterback like Kyle Trask go in the first round. That we thought that there was definitely four, possibly five going, and now there could be even six. Coming back into the end of the first round or at the end of the first round. Again, I don't know. My top 10 thought, I agree with you. I mean, we could see anything from 3 to 5 go. Three is a guarantee. Four seems to be the where everybody settles, and we could absolutely see five go in the first top 10, which is just insane to think about. I guess my top 10 nugget. Whew, I think Carolina gets the best player in the draft.
Oh, I like that.
I think that something's going to happen again. It kind of a piggyback off yours, where there's going to be so many quarterbacks going, and we're not sure like whether it's Penei Sewell. If Jamar Chase goes to Cincinnati and he falls, like, did they get him? If not, then does a player like Micah Parsons, does Kyle Pitts fall to them? So like whoever you think is the best player, whether it's on offense or defense, I think Carolina is right in that prime position because they have Detroit ahead of them. They have Philly ahead of them. I think they're going to pick different areas and positions. Philly's a wild card. Who the hell knows? They might take a quarterback for all we know. So I think when you look at it, that Carolina has the chance to pick the best player in the draft. So that's what I'll go with.
Yeah. It kind of falls. They let everybody else make the bad decisions, and then they end up making the right one because that's what's left.
Yeah. They're not forced to like make a pick. They are allowed to choose. And there's
like, you can see like the first four going quarterback, all quarterbacks. Kyle Pitts isn't going to be the fifth pick because they should need to go tackle. Or they might coach Jamar Chase. Well, if you've seen the pictures of Joe Burrow's knee, they definitely need to go tackle.
And also there's talks that like Slater is coming up boards that some people think Slater might be better than Sewell. Now, again, the draft is crazy. We don't know. Just because you're obviously drafted higher doesn't mean you're a better player. But like, let's say that Slater jumps up and goes to Cincinnati and somebody like Sewell drops. Well, if you think Sewell is that guy and he goes to Carolina, now granted they have a franchise tender on their left tackle for 1 year, but put Sewell in at right tackle or figure something out and go from there. I mean, we don't know, but I think Carolina is in a perfect prime position the way it's laid out right now to get possibly the best player in the draft. And I say as somebody who's not sold on Trevor Lawrence, I think he's really good. You have to take him number one. It makes sense. But when we look at it, there's very few classes where the top quarterback to come out ends up being the best player in the draft. It just doesn't happen.
Yeah, it's like Peyton Manning. That's the only one I can think.
I mean,
maybe not Andrew Luck. I have to look. It was Russell in that draft. Yeah. So he's still not even Andrew Luck's.
He's not even. I mean, again, yeah. And it's just one of those things where you look back and you're like, well, that can't be right. And then you think about it and you're like, well, yeah, actually that is right. It's usually a quarterback further down, whether it's further down the first or a later round, like you said, Russell Wilson, coming in the later rounds and things of that sort. I mean, right now we have Carson Wentz, Jared Goff, and Dak Prescott, who seems to be in the lead over all of them. So again, like, it's not always the first quarterback taken or the number one pick where the best player. It's very rare. Like you said, Peyton Manning is kind of like the anomaly, as he is in a lot of things. So you're going to see those value picks and those guys who have really great careers a little bit further down the line.
Yeah, no, I think this draft I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a really good draft. There's a lot of great players in it. And I think it's going to be like March Madness, where like the take that nobody thought of is going to be the one that's going to win them all, if you will.
Yeah, I mean, it really is. And something, of course, as the NFL is always doing lately, is they've asked all of their reporters to not tip picks, that they've been told, as we've seen that before, kind of like Woj did in the NBA draft or whatever.
Woj
he does, but he circumvents it and he goes,
circumvent.
The Golden State Warriors are really interested in James Wiseman and things of that sort. But the problem is that you have so many of those guys in the NFL, especially with certain teams. Like obviously you have your Adam Schefter, stuff like that, but you have your Ian Rappaports, your Michael Giardis, all these people. So there's so many from the teams that would have the ability to tip these picks in the NFL. It's just like, listen, just don't do it, and we won't have to punish you.
And
So
it's so much easier in a
be out
Zoom
there.
draft.
Yeah, they'll be out there. They'll be out there. You'll see, instantaneous. Depending on what feed you're watching, you'll get the Twitter notification before it comes across your TV or your internet or whatever. So when we do it, like I said, what we're gonna do is obviously we'll be watching the draft or following the draft live. So we're going to react in the real time that we get the picks. So you are watching live and you get it beforehand. You say, well, why aren't they talking about Penei Sewell going to Cincinnati? Well, when we get it, you'll get it.
Hey, if you want to type it into the chat, then we get it from you.
Absolutely.
And then we'll double check and then we'll shout you out.
and for anybody who doesn't want to watch our ugly mugs for an hour plus, I will also simultaneously be running a draft thread in the Facebook group, and I will make an event to that. So feel free to join us and give us your ideas and your hot takes, because we'd love to use them on the live show too.
Mm-hmm. And the podcast will be coming out the next day.
Yeah, definitely. So if you miss anything and want to go and do all that, that'll definitely be a little bit of joy. And I guarantee there's going to be at least one pick where you're going to hear my dogs in the background, because I'm going to go absolutely nuts whenever, Detroit takes, Trevon Moehrig or something like with the 7th pick. It's something's going to happen that
he could be the best one.
Maybe, I don't know.
4 years down the road, you'll be like, Sean, I told you, top 10.
This 7-second clip will be in the Internet Hall of Fame whenever they take Trevon Moehrig. I'm like, I had that. I know I had that on Sunday before the draft. Just a little bit of sarcasm in my voice when I said it, though. Sean, anything else for the people who watch this, or for the people who want to know? Again,
no.
Random, like 8:35-ish, 8:40-ish maybe.
Yeah.
But you'll get a notification. Of course, we'll share it out there.
Yeah, we'll share it out in the group and the page.
Mm-hmm.
Twitter, Facebook.
I'm excited.
The thread that Joe's gonna run.
Yeah, I love how you said how I'm gonna run it. You're like, I'm not doing that. I'm doing all the technical stuff. Posting, funny.
I'm running the YouTube here.
Listen, if you really cared, Sean, you'd do both. But I know you don't, so I'll do one and you can do the other.
You gotta let me pop in and 5 minutes late and laugh at everything.
Listen, we truly are pinky in the brain. One of us is a genius and the other is insane. I will let you figure out which is which, but I'll just leave it at that.
The brain is insane.
Well, they're both insane. It's a very underrated cartoon, just so you know. For anybody who doesn't know, that's Animaniacs. It's an incredible cartoon. But we're digressing. We're getting off the road here. So like 8:35-ish, 8:40, come join us live for the draft reaction. We will not have the audio in the background, just because obviously we don't pay the NFL for that. So you will not hear Roger Goodell's voice on our thread. So we're not looking to get sued. I'm poor. Sean is rich because he lives in Canada and they just give everybody free money. But he doesn't want to give up his money. So we're not going to use the audio, but you will have our picks, our analysis, our ideas, and maybe some fun trades in the moment of things that we think should move up. So that's all from my end. Sean, can you think of anything else?
No, that's everything. I think it's going to be a fun night. I'm looking forward to it and looking forward to getting it over with so that we can move on to some more bad takes about the draft picks.
What are you talking about? Our takes have been perfect.
Not our takes, the other people's bad takes.
Well, those bad takes, we don't care about their bad takes. Although their bad takes make our bad takes look less bad. Let's just say that. Although I don't know, Chris Sims, he might be the great. I don't know. It's math. I'm not good at math.
But he gets like 4 years before we can roast him on that.
I know. We can't do anything. That's all right. Hey, people got on us like 2 seconds after they heard the Brady talk. So, I mean, you don't always have to wait. Oh, it's going to be interesting. Yeah, for anybody who hasn't heard, Sean sent out a thing on the page and the group. Email us, send us your voice recordings, anything. Yell at us, ask us questions, something like that. Our Tom Brady Well, I shouldn't say ours because Sean brought it up, and then I seemed to go a little bit heavier on it than you did.
Well, it's like, what am I going to double up? Like,
Yes.
like, come on, and kick him in while he's down. Not over jersey numbers. Not over jersey numbers.
What do you think we're here for, Sean? Of course we double up. Of course. Because guess what? Philadelphia is a dumpster fire. We doubled up on that. We did. So
actually, you're the one that says it, eh? I say Detroit's a dumpster fire. You say Philadelphia.
I guess I do say Philadelphia's. Okay, so I doubled up on it. Whatever. I don't care. Doesn't matter. All right. So thank you, everybody. And we will see you guys Thursday night. Don't forget to check out our Tuesday night pod the day after my birthday. Tomorrow's my birthday. So make sure to send lots of happy wishes to me. I need them. And check that out Wednesday. So for a little surprise, you never know what's in